Alright, good evening, everybody. Since the last time we talked, Pitt's lost twice. Pitt hoops. Yep. Wednesday night they lost to Georgetown. And I don't think people were too upset with that loss. I think people were kind of expecting at some point for everything to catch up to Pitt. And Pitt did play Georgetown pretty even, except for one 4-minute stretch during the second half where Pitt just couldn't score and Georgetown just kept scoring. The play, of course, that broke Pitt's back in that game, pretty much everybody's estimation, was when Georgetown was bringing the ball onto the court with 1 second on the shot clock, and Wright just came right down the lane. They got it right into him, and he scored the layup. I think that was the play that pretty much everybody says kind of broke Pitt's back. So it was that. But everybody said that this loss was not necessarily a bad thing because they just come right out on Sunday and beat Seton Hall. And they didn't. They lost to Seton Hall. And I don't know how. Well, I do know how. Seton Hall's defense was actually very good. Kind of surprised me. Seton Hall's defense forced Pitt to make 20 turnovers. And when you make that many turnovers, and if the team scores on a lot of these turnovers, you're going to have a hard time winning. It was weird, because the thing about Seton Hall is I think they take on a lot of the characters of their coach, and I'm not terribly impressed by Bobby Gonzalez. I think he's going to lead Seton Hall one day to probation, maybe. I just think that his teams oftentimes play without discipline. They don't play defense sometimes. And obviously, that wasn't the case today, unfortunately. They played full court press and did a pretty good job with it today, I must say. And it was weird, Seton Hall's best scoring player was on the bench most of the game because he had foul trouble all game. He had a bit of a temper tantrum after he picked up his second personal foul, quickly got the tee, and, well, sat on the bench. You'd think Pitt would have been able to take advantage, but they didn't. They just kept turning the ball over. And they didn't shoot particularly well again. Second game in a row where that's happened. And it's not that I think Pitt was taking bad shots, it's just they weren't going down. There are some points, there are still some possessions with Pitt where they're just floating the ball around on the perimeter too much. They're not even really trying to get it work it into the paint, and they end up having to take a bad shot that way. They're still doing that a little more than I like, but I don't know. They're just not playing well right at the moment. I thought their defense today was okay. Herb Pope obviously was playing inspired. You can't blame the guy. Grew up just outside Pittsburgh, wanted to come to Pitt. I think Pitt was very wise in staying away from him. He did get shot and all. That it wouldn't be worth taking him on the trouble that he would have brought with him. But he played inspired. He played a good game. That dunk on the inbounds play that he had was pretty impressive, where he split the two defenders and just slammed it. That was really impressive. He's a really good player. I just don't think he'd be worth the baggage at Pitt. And I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, he showed you today. Huh? Yeah, he did show us today. We'll see him in a few weeks at the Pete. As for Pitt, what this means now, well, obviously they got to beat St. John's on Thursday. Obviously. They got to beat St. John's on Thursday. They got to beat South Florida the following Sunday. Now, what's up with all these Sunday games? They're always having Sunday games, and all these Sunday games are also under Penn's games. Kind of makes going out to the bar to watch a Pitt road game kind of hard to do. Can't watch who in Pittsburgh which bar in Pittsburgh would show a Pitt Seton Hall game over a Penn's Flyers game? Or next Saturday it's Pitt South Florida next Sunday over Penn's Red Wings. Schedule stinks. That part of the schedule at least stinks. Hopefully it'll be the last time we get stuck with that setup. All right. It's not the end of the world that we lost. We damn better start winning again very soon, though. You guys have a nice evening. I'll talk to you later.